Ever wonder why you might need a hospital grade pump like this one? In this video, I'm going to cover some common reasons that families do need a hospital grade pump, so stay tuned to the end of the video and we'll cover a bunch of those reasons and try to get you up to speed on whether or not you may need a hospital grade pump versus a home pump. A hospital grade pump is one of the strongest pumps on the market. So besides your baby, this is the next best thing. Baby's definitely more effective than this, but this pump is strongest, most durable, and hospital grade pump is going to be the most effective in emptying milk and also in establishing a milk supply, especially when you are separated from your baby. This is especially true in the case of families whose babies start out in the NICU or end up rehospitalized for any reason. We do not hope that happens to you, but in the case that it does, this is the pump that you would use. Families who have a baby in the NICU would actually be using a hospital grade pump about 8 to 12 times a day for 15 to 20 minutes. I usually recommend closer to the 20-minute mark, just to really help you stimulate and establish a strong supply while your baby is trying to figure out latching, or while your baby grows to be big enough to attempt to breast or chest feed. Other reasons that a family may need a hospital grade pump could include that your baby just isn't feeding well or not latching well in the beginning. Remember that all babies are born to feed here. However, sometimes it's a learning process in the beginning. Sometimes families have multiple babies. Sometimes a hospital grade pump can be really helpful in establishing a little bit more of a supply for a family who has twins or triplets to really call in a full and abundant milk supply. I would recommend checking in with a lactation consultant in this case, because trying to feed multiple babies at the breast or chest in addition to pumping can get overwhelming. So maybe check in with someone that can help you set up a manageable plan so you're not overwhelmed with round-the-clock feeding and pumping. Another situation where a hospital grade pump could be really helpful is if the lactating parent has had a history of a surgery. So whether that's a reduction or an augmentation, depending on your individual situation, your lactation consultant may recommend that you use a hospital grade pump in the beginning to establish a full and healthy supply, or as full and healthy as the supply as possible. Check the link down below for a guide on initiating lactation and the early days, days 1 through 5, for your lactation journey. It's a free guide I've put together, so go ahead and check out that link. And finally, there are a couple of other conditions that mom or baby could have that may warrant using a hospital grade pump. One of them sometimes could be if your baby has a tongue or lip tie that's causing a lot of discomfort with feeding, or if the lactating parent has severe nipple damage from any other reason, maybe a poorly established latch in the beginning. Sometimes warrants a little bit of nipple rest. So sometimes if the lactating parent is unable to tolerate a latch due to pain or damage, I may recommend 12 to 24 hours of nipple rest while using a good strong pump to stimulate and empty the breast or chest and protect that milk supply. Remember, a hospital grade pump is the strongest. It has 2 motors in here, one for each side that you're pumping on. That's different than any of the other pumps we've talked about, like the Spectra or the Medela pump and style. I know the Spectra does say that it's a hospital grade, but it does have only 1 motor that's divided between both sides. So besides your baby, if your baby isn't latching or there's a concern about how feeding is going so far, you may be recommended to, or it may be recommended that you start using a hospital grade pump. So remember that you always have the option of checking in with a lactation consultant to help guide you through this process. but I hope that you found this video helpful and at least helping you determine if you may need a hospital grade pump to get you through any of these situations that we've talked about so far. Some people do just find that this pump is more effective. Some people just decide to rent one of these pumps rather than use their home pump for the first month or two of lactation, just to get things really going nice and strong. That's personal preference. But if I think of any other kind of medical indications for using a hospital grade pump, I'll be sure to leave the comments down below. If you think of another one that I forgot to mention, I would love to have you comment down below, and I look forward to hearing from you. If you found this information helpful, share it with other families that could find it useful, and give the video a like. Subscribe down below and hit the bell so you're notified each week when we post a new video. Remember that I have also posted a video on exclusive pumping, so if you have questions about what exclusive pumping would look like and you need some hacks or tips and tricks, feel free to check this video out here. Thanks for stopping by, and I can't wait to see you all next week. Bye.